lane when I pass in the street. Bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flame.
Let's rock and roll, baby. We are back.
We are back.
You like what we got going on here? We're switching the camera angles up. We might have made a minor breakthrough in the world of We're Not Famous, the podcast. But yeah, this is episode 10. What do you say, Jay?
10. Hopefully you guys like this new upgrade. We think it's an upgrade. We're trying to make the whole experience better for you all. So if you like it, let us know in the comments.
Let us know. You can call or text me if you have my number. If you're maybe you're in Oklahoma. Maybe you're in Kansas City. Maybe you're in Zimbabwe.
Maybe you're in Berlin, Germany.
Maybe they're an old fan of yours. Maybe some of your old groupies are watching this show, Jay.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. All right.
My old groupies are watching.
Sammy, what is on the topics that we will discuss today? What's some of the cool topics? What's the first one?
There's been a lot going on in the world today, huh?
Yeah, it has.
And, me and you, that's our job, to make sense of it for the average person at home. So, there's a lot of news. They need to go and they need to sort through all that information. And who are they going to turn to? The experts.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you.
Sam and Jay.
I totally agree with you, buddy. Totally agree with you. So tell me about this new cool app you've been raving about over the few days.
What app is that, Jay?
I don't know. You tell me. Break it down. Let the world know. Expose the world to this new app that you're really infatuated about.
The app that I was going on about, moaning about, was this. It's kind of like the anti-dating app, right? It's called T. So, are you familiar with the term? What's the T? For example, it's a lot of the Gen Z, a lot of the Gen Z girls, Gen Z guys, even if they've got some gossip,
okay,
if they want to share some information on one of their persons and their friends, they say, "I've got some tea."
Okay. Spill the tea, or
spill the tea,
okay.
Or. Like, let me think of a situation where, let's say one of our friends is in a relationship and they recently just confided in me that they're thinking about ending it. I would say, Jay, I got some tea on Jeff, or I got some tea on John.
Okay.
And you would be like, let's hear the tea, right?
Right.
So there's this new app called The Tea, right? And what the app basically is it's like a Yelp review. So for example, you've gone on, and it's for dating.
Okay.
And it's a women-only app. Mm-hmm. And it's like you've gone on a date with someone, and this allows the woman to write a review on you.
A review
on you. So, for example, I've gone on a date with someone. Let's say we go home, and then a little bit of awkwardness ensues, maybe a bad bedside manner, maybe we don't have a connection. Who knows what the reason is? Mm-hmm. She can then go on the app T, and she could kind of write like, do not go on a date with this guy. This is what happens. And she can leave her review, and then she could say he's a bad guy. Mm-hmm. His bed sheets haven't been changed in 6 weeks, which is not true, ladies. Right. But he's got a little what. He can't last forever in the sack or whatever. I'm saying they can say these types of things about you. They can say whatever they want, and then let's say you match, and let's say it doesn't work out with this chick, right?
Okay.
So you're moving on. Now you're on the apps. You're looking for another girl, and you match with Jennifer, right?
Okay. So this is similar to like a Match.com, Plenty of Fish.
No. This is the anti. Those apps are like you present the best version of yourself.
Okay.
And you find women or men or whoever it is you're looking to match with, and you kind of put your best foot forward, and
Okay.
maybe they can like go on social media. Have you been on you know how dating apps work, right?
Yes. I'm familiar with dating apps for sure.
So it's like, they can maybe find you on social media and see if they have any mutual friends with you, but they can't talk to other girls that you've been on dates with. This is an app that connects you with the other women you've been on dates with, because they can check the reviews. Oh, Jennifer's looking. Oh, no, now Georgia's looking. Georgia's like, wow, he went on a date with Jennifer, and Jennifer said that this guy is a total scumbag, and that he said some impolite things. He asked to split the bill. And now George is going, I don't know if I really want to go on a date with him after what happened with Jennifer.
Okay. Well, let's give the viewer. This is from, the New York Times. So let's say that there's some real there's some real data about this.
You're a numbers guy, Jay. We all know that. Let's
Absolutely.
See what type of data you pulled up.
So let's go over some of the data, the numbers. The T app was released in 2023.
No, it was just released a week ago.
No, I'm giving you what the data. Now what Sam thinks. This is the facts, okay? It says released in 2023, the US based app says it's a resource for women to protect themselves while dating, with some online liking to Yelp. So you're on the same track with the premise of this app. And it says for helping women navigate dating in their area, right? But let's give some real numbers. So as of... I'm saying we're going to get some real numbers. So across different reports, it has been cited that nearly 1 million users have signed up for this app. Now, hold on. This is crazy. As of July, today it's the 26th?
Yeah.
Over 2 million users in the past few days.
So maybe that's what happened. This app just went live, maybe.
Okay, maybe I don't know. And it says it has been reported as the top free app in the Apple Store. Wow, Apple App Store.
It's the number one app in the world right now.
Wow.
But you want to hear something crazy?
Talk to me.
So everyone's on this app writing their bad reviews about Journavis, even though no one can write a bad review about you because no one can spell your name right.
That is true.
So I see what you did with
that.
that.
That is true.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You got to find me.
Yeah.
You can only get me if you can find me.
But they're basically spilling all this information about you. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, there's been a data leak, and everyone who was on that app got their data leaked. How crazy is that?
Hold on. Explain data leaked. What does that mean? If I'm a user.
When you go on the app, you have to show a picture of your driver's license so they can verify that you're a real person. Same way when you go on to Facebook, when you create a Facebook account, you have to show a picture of your driver's license so they can verify that you're a real guy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whatever, the servers got leaked, and now everyone got to see who was on the app, and guess who was on the app?
Who?
Very unattractive women.
Well, define unattractive.
Girls that I'm not attracted to.
All right. Let's keep moving. And so they got leaked. The data got leaked.
Yeah. The data got leaked, and it's just funny that these women are basically controlling the future of your dating life.
So the pros for women are get on this app. They can discover if their boyfriend or the guy they're dating has negative reviews based on personality.
It can be anything. They could they could say anything they want. They got, right? I mean, I've never been on the app. I don't know.
But they can only say stuff that was created by a woman that they don't know. So the information can be falsified.
Exactly.
Got it. So that's the con for men. The con is the con for men is that you can be negatively defined as a dirtbag.
Yeah, as if it's not hard enough out there.
Absolutely. And men today are struggling to meet, communicate with women today.
Yeah, and it's an uphill battle when you come in with a bunch of bad reviews. Imagine trying to make a sale and,
A sale. That's very transactional. I don't know if that's the right term, Samuel.
I'm just saying. Imagine I'm just converting this. I'm just analogizing this. To
It is a
business.
close. I mean, I understand where you're going with it, but the viewer might look at you differently by saying it's a sale.
You're
It's a
trying to
close.
sell- dating is a lot like sales,
It's-
right? You're trying to
there's
convince-
similarities
you're
for
trying to
sure.
You're trying to get a date. You're trying to get a meet in person, right? And then
You want an opportunity,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
equal opportunist for sure.
I didn't say that.
I mean, think about it though. If you're two people that don't know each other, we're hoping that there's some similarities, interests. Maybe we have similar viewpoints on life, marriage, kids. So it's equal. Would you not agree?
Yeah, sure, but
Okay.
I mean, I think that
But the playing field for men. Do you feel it's not fair in the dating world today?
no, I think men have all the advantage.
Explain why you would feel men. I don't believe you even believe that.
Well, I don't buy into this that it's so hard out there for men. I think if you're willing to talk to women in public, it's easy for men. The world's at your fingertips because so many men are not willing to talk to women in public, or so many men aren't willing to take that leap and like risk getting rejected and go approach a girl.
I do agree with you on that. So why do you think men have the fear of talking to women in public?
Well, because it's been stigmatized that if you approach that, it's so easy to get accused of being a pervert or having someone cancel you online that, I mean, it's terrifying that imagine you go up and you talk to a girl and she says, "Ew, get away from me, creep." Then her friend starts filming and they're filming you and they could say you just said anything. This guy just harassed her. Now your face is online. Now everyone sees you. Like that is a possibility these days. And I think that's preventing a lot of men from going on. Just like it's like, you know that could happen, and let's say most men, their testosterone is down than from what it was 10 years ago, let alone 50 to 75 years ago when our grandfathers were growing up.
Right.
It's like on top of that, you've got lower testosterone, and you have the possibility of being canceled. I can see why a lot of men would just opt out of like, why the hell would I risk my life to go hit on a girl, especially when they have the opportunity to just leave the scene afterwards, go home, watch Netflix, in many cases watch porn. Not, I'm not like, I don't condone that, but it's like things are just different now. I think it's one of
How
those
about this
things-
though? How about this stance? I think guys lack communication skills to be able to
I don't disagree with
connect.
that. Of course.
Yeah, but hold on. I think in general, you have to have, first of all, confidence. You have to be secure with yourself, that you have something of value to say to a woman that will spark their interest to wanting to hear more of what you have to say.
Well, I mean, that's why approaching someone in the wild is so nerve-wracking, because you need something to say, and like the best thing to do is probably not think about it. Do you just go say hello? Am I going to be boring? What if she's not attracted to me? Like,
Or you can just be yourself. And I think that's where a lot of men today don't know who they are, don't really have any true value, so they can't even spark up a real conversation because they don't even know like how to communicate with a woman. How do you? So let me give you some game. So this is game for anyone. If you're talking, first of all, you have to have. We call them bridgers. A bridger is like if you see someone out, you have to have a catchy phrase or something that will spark the interest of a woman to even want to hear what you have to say.
A bridger.
A bridger.
Never heard that one, but I can picture
Yeah, this
the
is
word.
this is free. I'm retired from the game, so I'm giving you a little bit of a free game here. You have to have a bridger.
Okay.
You have to open the door with a phrase, something. So give me an example. What would you say to a woman if she's at a bar, by herself having a drink?
I would probably just say hello. Can I sit there? Oh, what are you drinking? Oh, I hate that drink. You know, you really shouldn't drink that. You look like you drink too much.
Okay.
You see, that's not what I would say, but I'm a big proponent of the Raz game.
Hold on, stop. You just said something. You said that's not what I would really say. So are you lying?
No, that's I could see myself saying that. I absolutely would say that, but
So what would you really say, Sam, if you see a young lady at the bar, she's sitting by herself? What would Sam say?
It's so many variables, and this is why there's not a blanket and there's not a blanket piece
answer.
of
Yeah.
answer. Because what I probably would do is I would probably look for a bridger. I call that a way to relate to the person right there in public. You know, whether could be something she's wearing, something maybe I saw her. Oh, I'm really sorry. I saw you look at that thing on your phone. I follow her too.
Okay.
Or
What about this? Let's simplify this. What if you went up to her and said, "Excuse me, my name is Sam. Are you here by yourself, or are you waiting for someone?"
absolutely not. I would not say that. That's the last thing I would say.
Tell me the reason why you would not say that.
It's the same reason I wouldn't ask a girl if she has a boyfriend when I'm talking to her. Let her bring it up. I'm not going to say, "Are you alone?" Because I'm not going to ask to take up space. Is it okay if I sit here? No. I want to show that I'm confident in the space. I could sit wherever I want. Okay, if I have to move, I'm going to move.
Okay.
But yeah. And like the more confident you are, the more confident I am, the more at ease she's going to be.
So you believe asking the woman, first introducing yourself, and then asking her, "Are you by yourself? Are you waiting on someone?" You feel that is a what?
I feel like that's formulaic, robotic, lacks charisma, and is a bit strange.
Okay. Okay. Fair. So there's no right or wrong answer. I just want to hear your take on this. You said that lacks, I think, confidence.
I said charisma, asking, "Hello, my name is Sam. Are you here by yourself? What's your name?" Like I would.
No. I didn't say that. I didn't say you asked for her name. So if you're in sales, your intentions is to what? Find out.
If I'm in sales, my intention is to not let them know I'm in sales.
Okay.
You understand? If I'm in sales, my intention is to build a relationship with who I'm talking to.
So
it's to build rapport.
So you're already feeding into the question I just proposed to the young lady. So if you're asking the young lady, right, "Hey, you introduce yourself, first of all, stating who you are. What's your intentions?"
I didn't say what my intention was.
That's what I'm saying. So what are your intentions? Your intentions are going to be the bridger.
Okay, so what's your intention?
It's to ask her, "Hey, are you there by yourself? Are you waiting on someone?" See, if I was,
I mean, I would say it casually. I would say like, "Oh, you sitting at the bar alone, or you got some friends coming, or what?" Do you get what I'm saying with that?
But do you see how your mind has changed and you added on to what I proposed? But
Right,
would
but it would be like the fourth or the fifth thing I got to.
That's what I'm
in this situation. It
and
would
that's true.
definitely not be the first thing I asked, and it would kind of just be to keep the conversation going.
I believe
if
it.
we didn't hit it, if I didn't hit it off at first, you know.
Got it. And I do agree with you. I think you would say something for sure, shock value, maybe try to make her laugh or something like that, which is that's why there's no right or wrong
Yeah.
way of approaching a woman.
That's why it's hard to give anyone advice on approaching women, because it's like making money. It's like you can't give someone advice how to make money because it's so uniquely personal.
Yeah.
It all depends on who you are, your interests, your relationships.
Your personality. First of all, no. Before we can get there making money and talking to women are two different things, but I do understand the contrast and the similarities. But I think talking to a woman is really based on your personality, your identity, who you believe you are, your confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Like women can tell, they can smell a confident man. They can tell a confident man, and they can hear it.
Insecurity, and I think it's easy to fake confidence. It's easier to fake if you perform as a confident person, you can ultimately become more confident. But if there's any blood in the water,
Mm-hmm.
you will be jumped on and kicked out of the room, and
I agree with
it
you.
will end instantly.
I agree with you. Last thing on this topic regarding the whole thing with the T app, in talking to women, why do you
We're
think?
talking about some edgy stuff today?
Oh,
huh?
we are. Why do you think today people ask for IG or social media? Handles compared to asking for the number.
Well, I mean there's a lot of reasons there on why someone would. It's like in some regards it's easier to, it's a little more current to share your Instagram with someone, especially if you're talking to a Gen Z or a young millennial. But in some regards, it's more revealing too. Because a lot of people use these apps to kind of showcase
A false lifestyle for sure. False reality of who they are.
A false lifestyle, but also a lot about themselves, like political beliefs, workout schedules, travel, family, it's actually incredibly more intimate to share your Instagram with someone, and most of the world spends hours and hours and hours every day on those apps.
I think one of the reasons why people do it is because people are driven by the visual sale today, the visual perception of who they want to believe you are. So it's easier to look at a person's social media, right, handle or whatever it may be, and believe that's who that person is, compared to back in the day when social media wasn't as present or prominent. Think about it. We had to talk on the phone. So we would ask for the woman's number. And the only way you could really create a relationship or connect with that woman is by the phone communication, which leads me to the whole point of why men today struggle with meeting women. Because hold on, one more.
I have an answer. I have an idea on this.
So
go ahead.
So with that being said, it's easier to sell yourself with a social media page compared to being able to communicate with a woman and express and connect with a woman via phone, right? Who you really are, because you have to use your words. And most men today struggle at using their words.
I agree. It's an easy jab to get men and say they can't talk on the phone. And you and I, we don't fully disagree on that. I think that there's a lot of people, especially younger guys, who struggle with those communication skills. But I also think that how we portray status, the internet, our digital footprint is massively determines, like, you live in the material world and the physical world, and you also live on your screen and how you're portrayed on these social media apps. And
Not all people though.
not all people, but
Majority. I agree. Majority of the people do, for sure. They try to project personality, a false reality of who they're trying to become, or whoever they, someone else's lifestyle.
I think it's curated. Like, I wouldn't even say that it's false, because in some cases it's real. It's real. Like, I mean, there are people who lie and like take a picture on a private jet that's not really a private jet or whatever. But I do think that like your digital status is influential in today's dating games.
I agree. I totally agree with you. I think for short term, for sure, not the long play. For women of value, of real value, that doesn't work for them. But for women, short term, easy, for sure, that will be more attracted to them.
Well, it's also a way to see if you guys live in similar worlds. Like, are you a perpetually online person? Like, you'll probably get along better with another online person. Do you guys find the same memes funny?
I agree.
Do you follow the same people? Do you could see if you have similar interests?
That's true.
And it's kind of a way to streamline a lot of like knowing whether you're a good match. Do you like the way this person posts? Do you have
those conversations, Sam, they're gonna come. Well, I think those conversations should come after you get to know the person, because after you get to know the person through a conversation, then you'll understand this is Sam. He likes playing the guitar. He thinks he's the best, steak preparer in the world. So like he's a creative, like you learn that. I think my last stance on this, I think people want a short-term, long-term success.
You know what? You've kind of actually flipped me on, and like you've won the argument, even though I know it wasn't really an argument. But
Right.
I actually do agree with you that it's better to forge those connections organically over time. And it's not great because you're right that like we're not all experts at curating ourselves on social media. We don't have professional photographers or videographers following us, and like
We can have a bad day. We can look,
Yeah.
I just feel like and then we're judged. We're really judged, good and bad, from our social media platform. And you can just be, some women like will express their emotions from a breakup online, and that's a moment for her. But she's now put in that box, right? Or you can have a picture of guys with drinks in your hand, and a woman that you like might make the assumption he's an alcoholic, he parties all the time, just off because it's maybe your friend's birthday. So I think this is a tough conversation to have, but I think there's some truths from both sides.
Yeah. Anyway, Jay, that's 28-minute conversation. I think let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Once again, We're Not Famous podcast with Sam and Janaeus. Make sure you go check it out.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flame.